The rhythmic sound of the high-heeled pumps caught the attention of the employees of the elevator under the tall building, who were afraid that the sharp heels would snap and send the elegant legs tumbling onto the ground. But the owner of those beautiful limbs paid no mind to the stares, whether they were of admiration or envy for her unmatched beauty. No one could ignore the woman in the stunning dress that accentuated her figure. Women might envy her, but for men she was feast for the eyes. She was as trendy and gorgeous as the ideal woman one would hope to be. She'd even been voted the third sexiest woman in the country by a men's magazine. Everyone knew her, and everyone wanted to dream about her. Sigh. The elevator chime broke the spell, and the people hurried to get inside, eager to clock in on time, unlike the sexy woman who remained calm and unbothered. "After you, Miss Nafek." "Thank you," she replied with a small smile to the employee assisting her. She pressed the button to close the elevator doors and selected the floor where she was to meet the employer for a new commercial. It was bold of them to choose well-known Villainous as the presenter of the new product. Wanachakorn Group's latest imported car model. Nafek Theranosorn, the new Villainous in the entertainment industry, had only been in the business for 2 years, yet her acting skills were quickly recognized. In her first year, she won the Rising Star Award, and her second year, she bagged the Best Villain Award. Her alluring face, expressive eyes, and figure that looked good in any outfit made her a captivating sight, especially in sexy magazine covers. Dang. The elevator doors opened as it reached the designated floor. She put away her sunglasses and smiled at the middle-aged woman in a company suit waiting to greet her. "Please, Ms. Nafek, Vice President's office is this way." "Thank you." It didn't take long for her to stand before the elegant door marked Vice President, Wanachakorn Group. The door opened as the secretary heard the approval from inside. The sleek office, lined with car miniatures, made her smile. Her eyes then fell on the beautiful woman still engrossed in her documents, even though she'd entered the room. "I'm here." "I know. Why don't you sit down?" "The room's owner hasn't given me permission. How can I sit, Ticha?" Nafek teased the vice president, who smiled back and ordered the secretary to bring fresh orange juice for their important guest. "Don't act like we're strangers. I'm sorry I had to squeeze myself into your schedule and a time for you, but why did you want a villainess like me to star in your luxury car ads?" She was curious about her college senior's decision. When she first got the call, she couldn't believe it. "I chose you because you're you." The vice president's words didn't clarify anything for the beautiful villainess who leaned back in her chair, staring at her. "Not because I'm your college junior. I'm not a heroine who can boost car sales for your company, you know. The new car model is a sporty, sleek car, like a modern, agile woman. I wanted someone who could enchant both men and women. So you chose me. Or are you not what I described?" Tichakorn didn't get a verbal response from the beautiful villainess, just a smile at the corner of her mouth. Her junior was a rare, fine, beautiful, bold, and sexy. When she wanted to ensnare someone, she could be incredibly cunning, but there was one thing her junior never seemed to wise up about. The gorgeous villainess secretly loved a woman who didn't seem worthy of her at all. "Well, I'm the same old me, just more mature. So, shouldn't you know by now if your manager is worthy of your love?" This was the one thing Tichakorn couldn't understand her junior. She was beautiful and sexy, but she chose to secretly love her best friend, who was now her manager, and the beautiful villainess refused to admit that the woman she secretly loved wasn't as sweet and cute as she'd imagined. "Nam is very good to me, Ticha. I like gentle people. I think I secretly have a crush on the right person. Suit yourself. Is she not with you today?" "She has somewhere to be." "Strange. a manager letting her star go around alone. Ticha, please don't be biased against Nam. Nafak pleaded, trying to get her respected senior to see her secret love in a better light. She didn't see anything wrong with Nam. She was gentle and sweet, the kind of woman she wanted as a lover, but she didn't dare confess her love, fearing that their friendship would be ruined. If that happened, it'd really break her heart. After discussing business with her beautiful senior, Nafak decided to return to her condo. She had the whole day free, not having to rush to events like the previous day, when her manager filled up her day with work without consulting her, causing a scheduling mess. Nam. She smiled as soon as she saw her manager, who was also her best friend and secret crush, in the room. You're back. I bought your favorite food. Nam's sweet voice and gentle smile made Nafak forget everything else as she walked over to see the delicious-looking food her manager had set on the table. I thought you had somewhere to be today. It's done. Maybe I'm not that important. Nam's soft, hurt voice made Nafak immediately take her hand. You're always important to me. You're probably the only one who thinks that while others don't. Nam's tears made Nafak pull her into a comforting hug, even though it hurt to hear her talk about someone else. She couldn't stand to see Nam in pain. She didn't want to see the sadness in the sweet, gentle eyes she'd fallen for at first sight. Would she ever bear the chance to take care of the heart of the woman she secretly loved, not just keep her feelings inside? At St. King Hospital, patients still waited for services even though it was nearly 5 in the evening. The cardiac center had 2 elderly patients waiting for a diagnosis. Among the team was Dr. Premzini Chadaficharn, a cardiologist. Knock, knock, knock. The sound of knocking made the doctor, who had just diagnosed her last patient, compose herself and adjust her gown. Prem. On Lada, I thought it was a nurse with more patience. Relax, future bride. Her friend's teasing made Dr. Premzini blush slightly. It wasn't just her who was excited about the upcoming wedding. Her friends were just as thrilled to see her in a beautiful bridal gown. 2 more weeks until the ceremony. Tan invited us to dinner. Are you free? Not today. Watt said he'd pick me up. You used to be free all the time. Now that you're about to be a bride, you have a chauffeur. You teasing me, Dr. Falada. Just stating facts. I'll tell Tan. Okay, tell him we'll have fun at the bachelorette party. Dr. Premzini watched her colleague leave the room before she started packing up her things. Her fiancé had texted and reminded her of their plans. The tall man in a fine suit waiting for her made Dr. Premzini bury over. She handed him her briefcase, and he greeted her with a warm smile. Let me carry that. Thank you, Watt. No meetings today. No, I want to have dinner with you today, said Thawat, a 35-year-old man and one of the rising stars in the business world, even though he didn't have to build a new business from scratch, being the heir to his family's enterprise. It wasn't surprising that this handsome businessman had been seen with various women before, but ever since he met Dr. Premzini, there hadn't been any scandalous news about him. I thought you'd be busy, so I didn't plan on where we'd eat. How about we eat at the mall nearby? That way, we don't have to be in the car too long and get tired. Thawat suggested, quickly opening the car door for his girlfriend as they walked to the parking lot. Thank you, Watt. Dr. Premzine smiled sweetly at her boyfriend. His actions had never changed from the first day they started dating. He was always attentive and gentle, which made her agree to his marriage proposal. The Italian restaurant was bustling with people, but Thawat was able to find a private spot for himself and his beloved. Order for you, Thawat said. Dr. Premzini didn't respond verbally, she just smiled as usual. Although she didn't like his habit of making decisions without asking her opinion, Like whether she wanted Italian food or not, she chose to let it go. Since they were about to get married. Where are you planning to have your bachelorette party, Prem? Thawat asked. My friends want to have it at a club. D. Smolkapar, Premzini replied. Do you think that's a good idea? You're a doctor. I don't want people to think bad of you. Thawat said, carefully placing her favorite dish on her plate while talking. He couldn't deny that he was enchanted by Dr. Premzini, who wasn't only beautiful but also calm, reasonable, and well-mannered. Her demeanor made him pursue her wholeheartedly, and with the support of her friends. He finally got to date his beautiful-to-be bride. It's a bachelorette party, what? Dr. Premzini reminded him. Okay, I'm just worried. And you're a doctor, too. Thawat said. I've told you before. Outside of work, I'm just Prem, not Dr. Premzini. She reiterated. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thawat apologized, gently holding her hand. Dr. Premzini smiled before, softly pulling her hand away, not wanting to seem too harsh. Let's eat. I'm really tired. Dr. Premzini said. All right. I'm really exhausted today, what? Dr. Premzini emphasized, letting him know she genuinely wanted to rest. Not just pretending, even though he'd cleared his schedule to see her and spend time with her. She watched as her boyfriend called the waiter to pay for the meal, then sighed softly. She wasn't as perfect as everyone thought. She wasn't someone who would easily go along with others' ideas. She just chose when to show her stubbornness. I'll take you home. Thawat said. Okay. She replied. The luxury car drove into her condo's parking lot after passing the security system, where Dr. Premzini showed her key card to the security guard to indicate that Thawat wasn't a stranger. Sometimes he felt annoyed by this routine every time he visited her. We're getting married soon. Don't you trust me enough to give me your room's key card yet? Thawat asked. Let's wait until that day. Dr. Premzini replied. Thawat sighed slightly at her answer but continued. To be the perfect fiancé by opening the car door for her. All right, I'll wait for our day. Good night, Wat. Can I have a good night kiss? Thawat asked, smiling at her. Dr. Premzini was a woman he didn't dare to treat like he did with others. She was a perfect woman he should cherish until their wedding day. Good night, she said. Sweet dreams, my lovely doctor. Thawat said, kissing her cheek. He didn't want to miss this rare opportunity to touch her. Thawat watched her slender figure disappear behind the door. Before turning to leave the condo, he pulled out his latest model phone and called his close friends, since it wasn't time for him to rest yet. Unlike his tired girlfriend, he had other plans. Okay, see you at the usual place, Thawat said, ending the call as soon as he knew the destination for the night. With just over 2 weeks until his wedding, he'd consider every night from now on his bachelor party.